You know, in the interests of Iriscore, I'm actually going to sacrifice Himiko a little bit early. Yeah, she'd be good as a scout, but I would like to get the relic. Oh no, you don't get Iriscore for doing that. Nah, well, I would have waited outside of this era anyway, so it wouldn't have made a difference. But okay, good to know. Sometimes you just have to remember and assume that Ursa is a bit of a prawn. He remembers things occasionally, but not always. Let's bring my own religion back to my empire, which is nice. But I'm thinking Iriscore-wise, one thing I could do, improve my religion. It's expensive on faith, but I've got 100 faith per turn. We have actually hit 100 faith per turn. What do I do? Do I finish Hanging Gardens, go for the normal age? What do I need for a golden age? 62. There's no way I'm getting 62. There's no way. Okay, no, I've convinced myself out of that one. We have found Preslav just above me, actually. Interesting. Anyone converted them yet? No, they have not. Interesting. Okay. Oh, Amani. Off you pop. How many turns? 4 turns. Go on. I just need Hanging Gardens to complete. It's 1 production off. Oh, if this finishes out at 179 out of 180, I don't know what I'm going to do. I will be furious. That's what I will be. Furious. There we go. All hero units have 10% longer lifespans. That's not very helpful. You actually want to recycle the heroes a little faster than that. But growth by 15% in all cities with a religion that gives me food. Oh my lord, I'm going to be plump. Old Ursa Plumpleton. Yes, huge cities. Feed the world. Hanging Gardens mix. What is better than that? Right, serfdom. This is a good little split. We're going to go into a normal age, so there's no chance of getting settlers or builders. So what I'm going to do is actually now just use all of my golden faith to purchase as many of these settlers and builders as I can before the end of the era. It's not going to be much, but it'll be something. It basically involves trading everything I've got right now for the gold to buy builders and settlers. Like, this is what I need as a priority. Everything must go. Oh, actually, we can get a good trade route here. Yeah, 7 culture to Kamasi. Thank you so much. Apprenticeship. Yeah, some nice little stuff that we're unlocking now. Go fill in the blanks. Celestial navigation, mathematics, ironworking, all of these things are beautiful. Up to 160 faith per turn. As soon as I get 2 envoys in Jerusalem, that'll be even better, because then we're going to get 2 extra faith in all of my temples, and I have a lot of temples. Unfortunately, this mountain range is just a solid mountain range. Okay, so no preserve. I'm really hoping this would be a preserve. Never mind. This drought isn't very handy though. Could we not drought? That would be amazing. Managed to squeeze out another 2 settlers, which is wonderful. And even Byzantium likes me now. Oh, France. It's just you. Why can't we be friends? Be friends with me, then I can be friends with everyone. Everyone loves Tibet. We're gentle mountain people. That's maybe. Go on. Just accept that as fact. Don't worry about my feed the world plans for this universe. Well, here's the normal age. Okay, India's in the normal age. Germany's a golden age. Okay, that's not as useful. What are we going to do with this? I think it's probably going to be easy to get through inquiry, but Exodus of Evangelists is quite a nice one to do. So we'll start spreading my religion around. I don't think Byzantium has a religion, you know. No, India and Byzantium both don't have religions. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm going to save up my faith for Himiko first, send her off to go and capture Jerusalem, and then after that point, we'll work it out. I would like to see double writer points, because we want to see loads of those in the world, and let's go for melee, because everyone normally votes for melee. No scientists are melee. Okay, we got 1 of those. That will do. Diplomatic lead, charismatic leader, serfdom, scripture, all of that looks really lovely. However, we have a governor. How is this for timing? The turn after the medieval era begins, we can pick up chorus. 20% of 170 faith per turn, which is 34, into gold, science, and culture. This is a big yield increase. Watch it. Look at the top. Look at the top. Science, culture, gold. Bam. We've hit 100 culture, 100 gold, and 100 faith. Orbital, turn 100. We might be able to do all of them. Oh, sometimes you like to play difficult games. Sometimes you like to play games that just have strategy, you know? Just fun things that all add together and you see big numbers get bigger. It's wonderful. I did make the galley in the end. I delayed it until this era to get a little bit of air escort when I needed it. Look how useful it is. Into the lake we go. I might actually delete it really quickly because it is draining a gold per turn. But, oh, that's fun. But my 2 envoys, let's just pop them into Jerusalem quickly because now I'm going to get 2 faith in every temple, and I have a lot of temples. Bam. Oh, Sinbad. Sinbad's actually quite handy if I can get him into one of the seas, which I should be able to do, you know. That's not a bad idea. Plus the era score for a beautiful campus, and there we go. We have gone above 100 science, 100 culture, 100 faith, 100 gold. Oh, yes. Well, go on then, he says. Well, go on then. Himiko, we are going to immediately send you in this direction, send you over to Jerusalem to take this city-state over, and we're going to grab it as quick as we can because holy sites exerting pressure as if they were holy cities. Oh, that's really, really good for defensive religious spread. With a bit of gold, that is the last temple, so we're now up to 199 faith per turn. That's pretty good. My capital's hit 10 population, and with that we have alliances. Now, France, are you at war with anybody? No, you're not. So I could literally make an alliance with anybody I wanted to here. First of all, religious alliance with Germany because their religion is spreading into mine, and I would rather it didn't. India's going to get a cultural alliance because then I can settle right up into this mountain range and not worry about them at all. And then it's a case of, well, whoever's going to pay the most for an alliance. Military to Byzantium, research to Sweden, economic to Brazil. And suddenly we're getting a lot of diplo favor. This is very good. Let's start getting apostles and improving my religion. I just need that expenditure quickly before I find anything else to do. And we're going to start putting preserves down in a second. I could do with a quick ancient wall because I need the boost still. Oh, my settlers are almost in place, which is lovely to see. Naval tradition means that I can now take Preslav onto side for another bunch of era score. Wonderful. Apadana has been built. Oh, that's annoying. Never mind. We can build something else with that production. And what would it be? Colosseum would be useful. Maybe I got an industrial zone sorted. I would give a little bit of production to the mountains. You can see they're starting to accumulate some yields. Food from a city centre, science from a campus, but we can do better than that. I wouldn't normally focus on it too much, but with Kamasi in the game, it really does pay to make trade routes. So I've got at least one harbour being made there. Maybe a commercial hub is what I want next? Yeah, let's focus on the important stuff. A harbour's good, but I need at least one commercial hub. This one gives better mountain adjacency, but this one is a worse tile. Let's use the worst tile. Can I chop it out quickly? Yes, I can chop it out. So let's build the wall quickly first, and then we'll chop it out. I don't like losing tiles like that. If there's a resource that can be chopped, I feel like I need it. Sweden's now up to 7 cities, so we're not going to get sprawling empire from this, but it'll certainly look like it's going to help. Now, one thing to remember is that when you improve a religion and you've got Voidsingers, pilgrimage doesn't actually produce faith that gives you a bonus to science, culture, or gold. But I'm going to go for it anyway, because it does produce extra faith, and faith is basically my currency. I'm buying everything with faith. You gotta have faith. I think it still makes sense to get it. It may feel a little bit weird, but makes sense for me. I can't decide the arrangement around here. This holy site would give me a governor. It would also give me a ton of faith, or I could make it into a preserve if I bought it and put it down before this city was founded, which I'm tempted to do just because of the tiles like that. Yeah, no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. This feels like a strange pick, but let's just pop it down before I think of a better idea. There you go. France is now my friend as well. We're actually allied and friends with everyone on the map. Oh, when you don't play with Roman holidays mod, AI diplomacy is so much easier. It really is. Monarchy time. A king in the mountains. We're first to actually become a monarchy, which is lovely. Republican legacy. Serfdom's good. Charismatic leader is good, but I do want to put scripture back in because faith is my lifeblood. So I'll take out diplomatic league. I'll put scripture back in, and then we go for some interesting things. Limes, because walls now give me housing. Veterancy, because then I can build encampments and harbours quicker, and I am building at least one harbour, which is good. I've chopped out that wheat now, which means I feel better about putting a commercial hub down. And there's the religion evangelized. We can build a building. I'm tempted to stack up on food and housing and make mountain paradises, but I think I'm going to go for an amenity. Mosques would be good as well, because having an extra spread on my apostles would mean that I can get more writer points. But to be honest, I don't think this aspect of the ability is as powerful as it could be. So I'm tempted to go stupas, because that's likely to give me a percentage boost to all yields. So there we go. Got 3 era score from my government, 3 for evangelizing my religion, and we'll start an inquisition now as well, just to get the era score from that before anyone else does it. Start an inquisition. Oh, we're not the first people to do that. Fair enough, but it's still an era score. And if anybody tries to spread their religion to me now, I have a good antidote for it. Nothing like a good old-fashioned inquisition, don't we find? It's just how things should be. Another city, and we found Matterhorn, an accidentally settled right next to it. For era score, that's pretty tasty, and already that looks like it could be a good preserve as well. Oh, wonderful. We've got some good options available to us now. Now, don't forget the Matterhorn is fun, but we can't get a preserve yield on it because it doesn't count as a mountain for that purpose. I've had that mistake before. I got really excited. I think it was Everest. I was like, yeah, let's settle next to Everest. But no, didn't work. I think we're focusing on getting preserves finished first. I'm not entirely sure why. I just like them. I think it's just because I like to see big yields. I wish there was a better reason for it, but I think it's just because I like to see big yields. Straight on to Theocracy. I like the idea of a faith discount on buildings. That could be quite amusing. And now I think I'm going to start building Stupa, because whilst it only gives 3 faith at the moment, you'll see that Himiko, she's now at Jerusalem, and we're going to start dumping envoys into this city-state, so we should get a lovely 6 faith from each. This is the sort of faith expenditure that you do now, and then you find it pays for itself over and over and over again later in the game. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Oh, I just built the stupa. I just built it and the volcano destroys it literally the next turn. You could have waited just a single turn. That's all I would have needed. Oh dear. Well, this should be fun. Let's buy this tile, go to this city, swap it over, and then chop it out to finish the preserve, which culture bombs, and then use faith in order to get a grove, which gives me the tiles, and then I can go into this city and make sure that this one is working it. Oh yeah, that's a little bit of a synergy I enjoyed. I enjoyed that a lot. What's the chances of this tile becoming breathtaking? It's okay, but I don't need to keep it like that. I was just thinking about putting an industrial zone down and putting production into these mountains. That would be a rogue move, but I like the idea of a rogue move, I won't lie. And Jerusalem says, huzzah! Oh, we found Nan Madol. That's a little bit of extra culture if ever I've seen a city-state that can provide that. No more faith city-states at the moment, but we will find them. Barb Clans is on in this game, so I will get a benefit, I am sure. Which hero would be best? I have a couple of barbarians littered around, but not a huge amount. So twins, as fun as that would be, am I really going to convert anything that's useful? Maui? I could get more luxuries down. Oi is fun. Mulan is much better at investigating. Beowulf. Have we actually found Sun Wukong? A lot of the heroes have been taken already. Yeah, people always say that I should use Sun Wukong because of the extra scouting. I might go Mulan just because of the movement speed. Or Beowulf. Beowulf can move through hills faster and is generally just more useful in case I get attacked. I might do that, you know. Here we go. So I'm not going to get any housing from walls, but I will get a 15% discount on purchases with faith, which is lovely. Let's put Republican Legacy back in. Keeps my cities nice and happy, which is what we need to see. Could do with as many luxuries as we can. I'm just keeping an eye on relics as well. You see me looking there. Sometimes the AI will sell them for crazy cheap prices. Not all the time. They go up and down with the whims of the AI, but sometimes you'll see them and it'll be well worth it. Where's the fire? Nowhere near me. It's turn 100, by the way. 256 faith per turn, 124 science, 145 culture, 121 gold. We're doing pretty good. We almost have the tech lead. We almost have the culture lead, and we definitely have the faith lead. This is where it gets quite exciting because I can put a 6th envoy into Jerusalem, which means I'm getting 3 extra from my stupas. So this is what my faith purchasing is going to do for a little bit. Bam. Oh, it makes the city happy and it produces a ton of faith, which gives me everything else. Yeah, my score is going to start to catapult up now. Only 245 because we've already got a discount. Don't forget, any building within my unique holy site is 20% cheaper anyway. So I'm on a 35% discount at the moment. More stupa, more for everyone. Up to 303 faith per turn now. That's what you want to see. 60 science, culture, and gold per turn. France and Germany having a war. What else is new, eh? Oh, that's a bit of a flood. I'm always amazed to see the floods right by the Hanging Gardens because I think, oh, I've protected against that. But nope, that's the Great Bath you're thinking of there, Ursa. Every time. Slightly different. Right. Commercial hub's done. We just built a market. There's the extra trader. We can see that we've already got a beautiful trader that's got 9 culture coming in per turn. I'm just going to keep sending that out. And my hope is that Chinguetti appears. That would be a really, really fun pickup. I'm just dumping all of my charges into Jerusalem. I don't want to let go of the city-state, and it's giving me more faith as we go, which is quite nice. But I could use actually sending a couple of missionaries over. They're cheap enough, and I need to make sure that all my own cities are actually following my religion. Otherwise, the AI will get cheeky, and it'll start thinking, oh, maybe I can get really annoying and send something over to Ursa here. And I'm like, no, please don't. It's not the best Huey, but I want to build it in my capital because it'll give more amenities into my capital. There's a better lake over here, but I own so many lakes. I think this would be a really, really good wonder. 23 turns is an awfully long time. I'm keeping an eye on engineers. Maybe we can get a good rush in. but we'll see how this goes. Wisselbanken, actually that helps. It's a bit more production. Let's keep my capital growing and growing and growing and doing lovely things. And actually, we can chop out Huey a bit. Do that, lovely. I'm going to treat myself to this great merchant, not just for the era score, but that is a really, really handy one because it gives me more trade routes. And we've just said trade routes from my capital are very effective. I can get Singapore and Ngazagamu back on side. These would be even better because Wisselbanken would then kick in. All right, yeah, we've got a strategy now. We've got some sort of priority that we want to play. Mass production, not a particularly useful tech, but I'm beelining industrialization faster than I thought I would be. Don't really need any of this tech down south at the moment, so I might as well just continue along the top, see if we can get 2 workshops and grind out factories as fast as we can. Feels like an odd strategy. Is it an odd strategy? Yeah, I'd say it's an odd strategy. Beowulf's here, that means we've now got more spaces for new great works, which is lovely. Another trade route. It's time to Ngazagamu. Turn 106 now, we're above 300 faith per turn. Excellent. What do we want to improve now? I think the next big stop is sanctuaries. Sounds ridiculous to put it that far ahead, but I'm going to now start heading on that side of the civic tree. Humanism, mercantilism, colonialism, natural history, conservation. Just go for it. Let's go big. Go for the big plays. And again, we're spreading my religion, which gives me era score. And, this preserve finished, which means because the preserve is next to a mountain, I can immediately buy in a grove. Oh my lord, look at that. Hang on, what's going on here? Am I right? I have thousands of hours in Civ 6 and I did not know this. My city centre appears to have the grove bonuses. Is that right? I mean, right, it is very rare to have a city centre next to a preserve because ordinarily you can't put it next to your city centres. It's because I built the city, put the preserve down and then put the city in afterwards. But that changes everything. If that works like that, that changes everything. That's incredible. Why did I not know that? Oh, that's outstanding. I love it. I have my new favorite thing. That is my new now favorite fact. Let's remember that forever and ever and ever. It's not essential, but I'm actually going to put another promotion into Pingala. Now, curator tourism doesn't really make a difference whatsoever, but what it does is it increases another 5% on faith generation in my capital because of my Tibetan ability. So that's something I want to keep an eye on. I want as much faith generation as possible. Keeping everything within one city works a treat. Now, Himiko, I might as well get you to go and explore. So why don't you just where are you gonna go? Where's these? I want you to circumnavigate the globe. Go here. Just find your way there. Thank you. It's a new city-state, Lahore, a new brilliant harbour, which means we now have the lovely opportunity of putting mausoleum down, but also building a lighthouse, which would help here. This is coast, I think, isn't it? Yeah. Sometimes it's coast, sometimes it's lakes. It's difficult to tell apart half the time, but you just have to go with it. You're like, sure, that clearly looks like a lake, and you sort of nod knowingly. Come on, finish Huey 11 turns away. That's not too bad. And we just had 2 preserves finish. So here is Grove number 1. Oh no, it didn't finish. This one is just about to finish, but this is looking really good. Let's try that excitement again, shall we? And Grove. Okay, yeah. We've got some good yields. We've got some good faith, good food, good culture. It's all looking lovely. Now we get our unique district. This is a good tile, don't get me wrong, but I want the extra governor, so we're going to start putting that down. And my faith is now overspilling. What do I do with it all? I start buying other buildings? Things like libraries and universities? I guess I could save it for when I put factories and workshops down, because I've got a couple of those now on the way. We've got this industrial zone. We've got this industrial zone. How many turns into monumentality? Because monumentality is available in Renaissance era, so that's where we're going to really pump out settlers. I reckon we can go from 8 cities to about 20, which would be the ultimate aim. If I can do that, I reckon we'll have endless cities. Just hundreds of the things. Humanism. How fragile is the happiness of my nation? Pretty fragile. Okay, I would be unhappy if I took Republican legacy out of my government. I was thinking about putting invention in and starting to really push the engineers, but something that has popped up, which is relatively amusing, is Germany's pulling an apostle through this area. So I'm going to trap it in the mountain pass by putting inquisitors down either side of it with a little bit of reinforcements behind. Yeah, go on then. See if you can get yourself out of this one. Yes, you're stuck here now, aren't you? You're stuck stuck here now. I do like the idea of extra faith from trade routes to city-states and an extra trade route capacity. Some of these merchants are really piling in nicely for me now. And I'm sorry, Mr. Apostle. There you go. Spreading my religion further. Germany will probably think twice about sending their apostles into my land again. Tibet is not a friendly place for German apostles, no. More envoys. I would love it if I gained a bit of culture every time I finished a building, and I love the idea of more production from Johannesburg. So we'll pick both of those up. We're now on to colonialism and natural history, then conservation. It's a difficult beeline, this one, but the quicker I can get improved sanctuaries, the better I feel I'll be doing. That is another trade route to another city-state, which is lovely. But with this faith, Imhotep has just appeared because somebody just took Beisheng. Not a bad one at all. I'm going to use Imhotep for the classical use, the common use, the perfect use of putting down mausoleum. This is a C over here, which is really cool. But actually, I'm going to waste a bit of gold by just buying these tiles so that Germany hasn't got them. That just helps me to secure this area and make sure that we can mausoleum it up. That will give Imhotep another charge. We can now get a Theodore in 4 turns with all of my faith, seeing as we're just waiting for this era to tick over. It's a nice little combo, that one. 5 turns away from Huey. Come on. Let me game. Let me have it. You know you want to let me have it. This industrial zone is next to a mountain, which means I can go workshop. But look, all of the production has appeared in these mountains around it now. That's awesome. Makes a lot of sense to stack a lot of districts up around a mountain, doesn't it? I'm tempted to put a pointless harbour down. If I get rid of this crab, I'll get gold in the mountains, and that'll be worth more than the adjacency of putting the harbour in the lake, which sounds ridiculous to say, but I actually quite like that because of its randomness. I mean, it'll be a useless harbour, and I should never ever build a boat in that ever, but that doesn't matter, you know? That's okay. Give me mausoleum 3 turns. Oh, I hate when it does that. It's like, it just sort of tempts you with it and says, hey, the AI could still steal it from you at any point. What are you going to do? And I just spend turns worth of anxiety-inducing waiting. That's all that happens. Still selling absolutely anything that isn't pinned down in my empire. Everyone likes my resources, and I can almost start now building settlers again. The settler lens doesn't really give me many options, to be absolutely honest with you, but I could put a settler down on that marble, given my culture alliance. So we'll make a settler out of this city, and then I'll move Magnus on, and we'll find somewhere else to go and settle. Oi, lay off the city-state, Brazil. What are you doing? That's my one. It's giving me tiny amounts of culture, which is very important for me. So mean. Let's put Raj in instead of Visselbank and Limes. Veterancy. Veterancy's not particularly useful, is it? Let's put Craftsman in. Serfdom. Scripture. Republican Legacy. What wonders haven't been built? Colossus. Great Lighthouse. Colosseum. Petra. Alright, we've got options. I don't really have a huge desert city apart from this one, but Petra might not be a bad idea, you know? Or we go Colossus. Yeah. Let's do Colossus. Anshan. That's science from Great Works of Writing. That means that I'm now thinking about accelerating Great Works of Writing through a little quicker. I wasn't buying them because I had 270 culture already and I don't really need to beeline it, but if I can pick up that city-state, I definitely will want that quicker. Nazca. It's a new city-state and it's not a scientific, a religious one. The opposite. So that's another 1 faith from my shrines, 2 faith from my temples, and 3 faith from my worship buildings. Oh, we want Nazca on side. Yes, we do. My new favorite thing. We circumnavigated the globe, but someone did it before me. How dare they? Often I find myself thinking, that definitely says, well, no, it doesn't say globe. The picture is of a globe, but it doesn't specifically say globe because, as we all know, Civ 6 is not a globe. It's a cylinder. It's not technically lying. I like that. I was like thinking to myself, like, are they trying to pull the wool over our eyes here? Civ 6 cylinder world confirmed, you know? Crazy. More voting. What are we going to do? I like city centre there. It just works really well, and I want more grievances. Send them to me. It means that anybody else will generate more grievances if they do anything to me. Now, this is a bunch of wonders. We get Huey in my capital, which is 1 immunity for this tile and the 2 lake tiles around it, but more importantly, a food and a production to every lake tile in my empire, and I have a lot of those, which is awesome. Mausoleum as well gives a science, a faith, and a culture to all of these coastal tiles in this city, but more importantly, it gives me a tasty engineering charge and 100% production towards buildings in the campus. Sure, if that's what you want to do, I am not going to complain at all. Right, Colossus goes down and bump, 5 turns on that one. We've just finished a workshop in this city, which means we've boosted industrialization. Oh, it's all coming together. Yeah, these lake tiles are suddenly very good indeed. Oh, we need to improve them. We need to get harbors down. Harbors are very, very handy for lake cities, which doesn't really make too much sense. I guess there are huge lakes in the world, right? That is a genuine thing. Lakes so big that they're treated as seas for most other countries, but it just feels weird to me. I think I'm saving up my faith though. I was very tempted to pile it into some engineers. We just missed someone actually. I think Sweden just took a Theodore, which is ever so slightly annoying, but it means I can get an absolute ton of settlers in 9 turns, which is not a bad idea. Where am I going to settle though? There's no real easy way to go. Sweden have kind of locked off this mountain pass, which is annoying. There's some by Byzantium, some down here. Maybe we're just going to have to go and settle, heaven forbid, outside of mountain ranges. Oh, I know, even saying it sounds ridiculous. Let's send you over to Palo. This is not a bad place to send all my settlers from. Yeah, feels weird. Time to pick up Moksha, I believe. We'll make a beautiful, I think this looks like a Moksha city, doesn't it? If we just hang on, I'll show you how beautiful this stuff can look sometimes. Look at this mountain pass. Beautiful Tibetan mountain pass. This is where Moksha will rule. Actually, looking at this, I did notice if we travel through the mountains a little bit, you head over here with Crater Lake and its own little mountain palace, I guess you'd call it. A crown of rock. It's a very pretty map. Oh, that's another holy site. Amazing. Have a shrine. Have a temple. Have a stupa. And now I'm on 400 faith. Yes. We are first into the industrial era. Beelining a couple of different policies at once now. Conservation, we're almost at that, and we've just now unlocked factories. Do I have any coal? That's under a lumber mill. That's unfortunate. That's under a preserve. Brilliant. Oh no, we've just found antiquity sites at the same time. That's a little confusing. Okay. We do have a little bit of coal coming in per turn. Excellent. That means we can now immediately go over to this city, which I have cunningly put in range of all of the cities I've settled in this area. I know, I'm a genius. And because it's next to the mountain range, I can go have a factory with faith, have a coal power plant with faith, and refining is boosted. And this area of the map has tons of extra production. We can also go for a shrine, a temple, and a stupa, up to 425 faith per turn now. And very briefly, I'm taking Raj away so that I can put Diplomatic League in and put 2 envoys into Nazca, which means I'm now getting more faith from my temples, and then we'll swap that back out in a second. In fact, have I got a quick swap I can do? Yeah, let's go mercenaries very quickly. I've just levied Singapore to get the boost to mercenaries and machinery all at the same time. Clever, hey? There's my unique unit. I don't know if we'll end up actually using it aggressively in this game, but it is quite fun. We'll have a quick peek at it. The lights switch on. Mercenaries is there, which means I can immediately put Raj back in as it belongs. I have another envoy now. I'm going to save up and send them all to Nazca. There's no point until I get to the point where I can put 6 in, because A, I take it over, and B, well, having 4 or 3 envoys makes no difference. So I might as well keep it just in case something pops up that's a little cheekier. Levanta. Oh, okay. I've just taken the card out as well, but that's another faith city-state. It's not the one I'm after, but it is really, really good, because with all 3 of these, I'll get 3 extra faith for my shrines, 6 for my temples, and 9 for my worship buildings, which adds up beautifully. There's Colossus, which gives me another trade route capacity. Again, it's all about Kamasi here. The more city-states I can trade with, the more culture, the more gold I get. It's a wonderful combo. Just have to keep coming into this menu and trying to work out where on earth is the best place to send all of my traders from. I like to filter it based on culture, but it looks like I've got a 3rd city that can start up with these things now, and annoyingly, every single one of my alliances has expired all at the same time. I love having to do all of this. This is great. So one thing that I've been planning is my route through the mountains, because there's a lot of space along this mountain belt. It's a little bit packed, but there is a lot of space for me to go and settle, but it's difficult to get to. I mean, look at how long it's taking this settler to travel through. That's ridiculous. I'm just planning my next route out as well. This pass is going to be really important. So what I'm actually going to do is set a trade route up to Hattusa. That'll build a road through the mountains, and I can use that to get through. And we've already got this trader going to Samarkand, which should do the same thing on this route. But we're now only 5 turns away from Renaissance. I'm going to go Renaissance Monumentality. We're building up a huge glut of faith, as I said before. 8 cities. I reckon we can get to about 20. That's my mission. About 20 cities. It's ridiculous. It's foolish, but we're going to give it a go anyway. In order to help me get through the mountains, though, I think I'm going going to need railroad, because this stuff really will help me move around, and later on, we're going to need the beauty that is mountain tunnels, but railroads, well, that's halfway. So, let's get military engineering. I've been waiting on the aqueduct, but it's gonna be some time before I finish one, so I'm gonna just push through that now. We'll go military engineering, and then we'll go steam power. Printing boosted, because I've got another university, which is looking lovely, but entertainment complex. Yes, this is what I need. Let's finish this as soon as we can get it, because I have my eyes on a Colosseum. Oh yeah, there we go. Look, there's the route. It's not the most perfect route, but it does put a road through the mountain pass. I like that. It's worth 8 culture per turn. Beautiful. It's a big explosion. How many times has this holy site been destroyed? Raised into a lava-filled pity state? Oh, quite a few. Oh no. Oh, that's a total destruction as well. The whole thing is gone. Ah, that's no fun. Right, we'll finish the industrial zone and then I'll get that repaired, but that's a bad one. I can hear you now. Put Liang in there. Put Liang in there. No. Pingala's too happy. I'm just 1 population loss. That's not too bad, you know. I realize actually I can use my gold to buy a shipyard in this city, which was worth 5 production and gives me loads of production on these unimproved tiles, which is wonderful. But what I can do is this harbor, which looks a bit useless. Well, this harbor is actually next to a mountain to buy in a shipyard and boost steam power. Hey, that's pretty cool. Totally pointless, but pretty cool. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Clint Hennis, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Petra Ryan, Radiatore, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, Polar Beret, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandletort, Deeble Time, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Polar Wallabear, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Victor McPupster, Indigenous 68, Technology Poet, Teddy's Ursa, Zaf, Barnaby Rex, Sharky Bates, Charlie Bears, I Love You Tombo, Flying Dutch Burbs. Thank you everyone for your support. See you all in the next video. Goodbye!